Well, friends, very good morning to you in this third day of training program on the topic. And I have seen all of our friends from Bangladesh, India, and Sri Lanka. They are continuously engaged in asynchronous manner through Moodle as well as WhatsApp. And it's really encouraging for all of our organizers as well as I hope our team of experts also encouraging themselves and feeling encouraged and enthusiastic engaging with you all. Thank you very much for your uh, positive engagement and the spirit of the learning and maintaining the learning for lifelong. Thank you very much. Today, I am really happy to introduce my friend, Dr. Nisha Singh from Indira Gandhi Open University. She don't need particularly kind of introduction, which is typical I used to do. But I can say in one sentence, she is very known figure in Commonwealth Asia a very good trainer for this technology tools and exactly what you are thinking that she's going to train us on fast technologies and few technologies she will tell us which can be used very easily and with less time consuming and you can prepare for your e-content purposes and you can integrate it in your Google Classroom and or any other kind of learning management system. I welcome you, Dr. Nisha Singh ji, to this day synchronous interaction with all our participants. As you know, our participants from India, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, and variety of participants they are from open universities, they are from conventional mode universities, and more or less they are engaged in online education system as well in their respective countries and teaching learning process. So I welcome you and now over to you, madam. Before that, I could invite Honorable Director Semka can say hi to all participants and say a few words because Dr. Nisha Singh, also colleague of our director, I would like to request Professor Madhuparar to say a few words and encouraging words so that we can start our proceedings. Over to Professor Parar.
Okay, friends, first of all, I request Dr. Manas, so don't use the word honorable. Everyone, each one of us participating in this online program or otherwise also, all of us, we are honorable. We should be proud of each other. So that's okay. That's just a beginning. So friends, welcome all of you from Uttarakhand Open University, our colleagues from Bangladesh and colleagues from Sri Lanka. Hope colleagues from Sri Lanka are settled that a cyclone is the impact of the cyclone is not there. Maybe it is there, but it will slowly go. So hope colleagues from Bangladesh all safe, and in the country also your colleagues, your families, everyone is safe. I know for our colleagues the festival Eid is on Monday. So this is just last 1 or 2 days. You will be having the rosas. All the best to all of you. And we will begin our third day online training program with Dr. Nisha explaining or making us learn about FOSS and how to use it as e-resources. Dr. Nisha already Manas has introduced. What I want to say is that all of them, Nisha, Maithili, my other colleague, Jitendra from Uttarakhand Open University, Dr. Mustafa, all of them, they are really immersed into the technology. So we need to learn, at least I can say on my personal thing that I have to learn a lot from these younger colleagues. So thank you so much, Nisha, for this session beforehand. And we will learn all together for the next 1.5 hours. Thank you so much. Over to you, Nisha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And all my dear colleagues, Dr. Manas, Professor Mustafa, Dr. Ajit, Ashish, and then Gopalji, Jitendji, they're all there. And all the participants who have been with us for the past 2 days from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. And it is so, it's a pleasure to see everybody working till late and doing all the assignments. So I hope you will also enjoy the session today, which is basically about developing the e-resources. Yes, there are many e-resources. So I'll just start the session. I'll share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
Nisha,
ma'am.
it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Visible.
Today we are going to talk about the development of e-resources. But we look around, why do we need e-resources? We need e-resources because they're easily accessible. They facilitate the online learning. They are based on the philosophy of anytime, anywhere learning for anyone. They are great equalizer. If there are good resources, then it makes learning much more effective, simpler, effective, and efficient. If the resources are not so good, then the learning becomes not so easy. It is difficult to convey the message we want to convey. It is difficult to communicate with the learners. So e-resources are sort of central or pivotal to the e-learning or online education, or I should say online learning. So as teachers, as faculty members, we should know what are the good resources, what are the types of e-resources, and how to create e-resources. The normal logical question may come into your mind, why should we develop e-resources? There are many e-resources available, the proprietary one also, and the open educational resources. The open educational resources, tomorrow we'll have a detailed session. Professor Mustafa, who's an expert in OER, he will be taking you through the OER. They'll be walk through the OER. What is OER? How do you get OERs? Having said that, the proprietary ones also, they are available, but proprietary ones have a disadvantage that again there is a barrier. If you are financially well off, if you are in a upscale institution, then only you have access to the e-resources. So these are larger issues. Will not delve, this is beyond the scope of this workshop, so I will not go into that. But as a teacher, many a times we feel that if we knew the technology, if we knew something more about technology, maybe we'll be able to develop resources. So there are many tools available, many free and open source tools available, many free tools available, which can be used to develop e-resources. Another advantage when the faculty like you come forward to develop resources is that the creativity is immense. Like I am very different than my thinking process is very different than my colleagues. His or her thinking process is very different. So the way I create, the way I present myself is, or I create the resource will be different than how the other person is doing it, and that is how you see across the digital world, the virtual world, you see there is sudden boom in the e-resources. And e-resources doesn't only mean the digital resources, they can be non-digital also. But in the entertainment world also, you see a lot of people going into this TikTok and video creation. So that is only exhibition of their creativity. The same message can be conveyed through little differently by different people. So basically the purpose of the objective of this session will be how to enable you to develop e-resources on your own. So by the end of it, you will be able to develop a concept map, you will be able to develop video, and will be able to design and develop a assessment using these freely available tools. So having said the objectives, having shared the objectives, let me just go one by one without losing the time. This is the first one I'll be dealing with will be concept map. What is a concept? You must be wondering that ma'am doesn't have a PowerPoint presentation. She did not take the trouble of making a PowerPoint presentation. No, I deliberately did not make a PowerPoint presentation because as I read once that PowerPoint becomes a very overused kind of a tool for presentations. There are many other ways of making presentations. The presentation is basically when you are able to communicate to the learner. So I just tried, and I'll like your feedback whether you can use a Word document for making your presentations. Of course, I have made it sketchy because I'll be working on tools, but I do want your feedback on can the docs on other sources can also be used as a presentation, or how effective they were, what were the improvement I could have done, right? So let's start with the concept map. Concept maps are basically, what are concepts? Concepts is basically something which is there, which has got certain characteristics. You have like adha, half. Half is a concept. It's a concept of maths, and that is why we say that maths is a very abstract subject, right? So what we do is there's a concept, there's a sub-concept, there's a sub-sub-concept. There are many sub-concepts. So the kind of relationship these concepts have with each other can be very beautifully depicted using these concept mapping or the mind mapping tools. Sometimes we use both the terms, the concept map and the mind map, synonymously. But generally, concept map is basically talking about the concepts. They are there. They are the concepts we define. We have clear-cut concepts, the defining characteristics of a concept. Mind map, when we use, it's like a brainstorming. There are so many ideas in your mind regarding anything. Say, suppose we have these the health and hygiene. So the idea will be that it will be personal hygiene. There can be community hygiene also. So that basically mind maps is representing the ideas on a mind, and there is no hierarchy in the mind map. Whereas in concept maps, there is some kind of hierarchy because we are talking about concepts and sub-concepts and sub-concepts. You will come to know as we go ahead. There are many tools. This is just, I have named few, and MindMeister, many others are there. But then there are two kind of tools you have. One are which you are able to work on it online, and the others which you have to download and you are able to work offline. So preferably I'll try to do offline because that reduces the load on your bandwidth. So we will be there like CMAP tools, FreeMind, visual understanding environment. These are one. This is a freeware. This is a free and open source software. This again is a free. This is concept map tools. Yesterday, if you have gone to the Moodle, you're learning LMS. In the third day, that is today's, I have given you the link to download the CMAP. I hope you must have downloaded the CMAP. If you have not downloaded, please download it now, and then so that you can work as I'm telling you, right? So this is the basically, and I had uploaded a small video also how to download a CMAP. I hope it was useful for you. Then CMAP, then there's a FreeMind. FreeMind again is a free and open source, but basically you see more of a mind mapping using FreeMind. I can also discuss that. Then there's a visual understanding environment. This is again a very good tool. You can use any, but since there's a paucity of time, I'll just deal with the CMAP tool right now. And then as we say in education, any learning is best exhibited by if there's a transfer of learning. What you have learned on one tool can easily be transferred to the other tool if you have learned it well. For example, even in maths, you go to the market and you learn, say, in a classroom, in classroom mathematics, you learn that 4 plus 2 is 6. Right. So this 4 plus 2, it can be 4 kgs of potato and 2 kgs of onion, and there will be 6 kgs of your things. So that is transfer of learning. From classroom, you go to the market and you apply that. Similarly, when you learn these skills like how to make notes, how to connect the notes, how to color them, how to link them, that is almost similar interface you have in others also. And you will be, I'm definite that you will be able to learn the Same. So as you know, that like it's like making an email account. Whether you make it in Yahoo or Gmail, it's like intuitive. You fill in the name. There are the instructions are there, and you are able to achieve that. So we'll be talking about the concept map, and let me start with that. I'll open the concept map. So I'll just close this. This is my concept map basically. I'll just close this. So there's a small icon, if you can see, this skull cane, green skull kind of a symbol. And this is how it opens. This is version 6.01. It is CMap tools. And if you still, I had already shared, but if you still want to know, or let me just start that. For anything, you just go to Google. Google is the best friend, best Baba, best information giver. You just type CMap. And you will have, sorry, this is spellings are wrong, CMap tools. And this is CMap tools. As you can see, it is by IHMC. This is Florida Institute of Human and Machine Cognition. They have worked on CMap as it is written here. IHMC, it empowers user to construct, navigate, share and criticize knowledge models represented as concept maps. So you just have to go and click on the download, and download is available with the Windows, the Mac and the Linux and iPad. For all the OS it is available. So you just have to go to downloads and then you can download from here. If you click, I click on this, it will show me a page. This is, I had already shared on the video which I had uploaded. You can go and see it again. This is basically any freeware or any free and open source software. They need donations because they are working, for any working, you need money, right? So they expect people to encourage people to donate. And that is why the first on the first part, you have these levels of donation. And if you go down, this is just, you have to fill in email, name and all. This is basically for their record purpose. And once you submit on this, all these will be activated and you can download according to your OS. So having said that, let me just go to the, once you have downloaded, it will appear as a small skull shaped, green skull shaped icon. And then if you click on that, this will open. This mine is populated because I have been working on this. Since you are doing it for the first time, it will not be populated. There will not be like more CMaps here or files here. So that is okay. As you work through this through the software, it will work. So I'll just repeat the process again for like say since nobody can like, you can say on the chat, but I'm not able to see the chat right now. So just go to CMap, download the CMap tools from IHMC site. Once you have just filled your information, submit and download according to your OS. Once you have downloaded, it will be, the symbol will come like you have symbols once the software is downloaded. A small green colored back of a skull shaped, right? A skull, you know, skull shaped icon will come. You click on that icon and this interface will come. Right. So you want to make a new CMap. So what I'll do, I'll go to file, I'll make a new CMap or Control N. Can you see this? Manasji, is it visible? Ashish, visible?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much.
Yes, Dr. Nisha. Visible.
Thank you.
It is visible.
Thank you. So once you have this, this is like a window. And here you can develop anything, any concept you can develop here, right? So the starting is just as you say, you take your pen and you just put the paper on the pen. Similarly, with your with your mouse click, you give a double click and see a node has come. And I can take this node anywhere. See, I can take it anywhere. But since it's a concept map and it should be hierarchical, we should put it on the top. So okay, so what should we do? We should do make a concept map. For example, let's make a concept map on move. Basically, my purpose is to show you the process of making concepts. So please, as for the past 2 days, you have been exploring the content and the curriculum of your particular discipline and the field of knowledge. So here also, think of an area where you want to make a concept map. So I'm presently, so that this topic is known to everybody, I am developing on MOOC, but otherwise you can do it on any other topic. Say for example, this is MOOCs. So I want it to be a little bigger. Oh, how do I do it? I can do it. Yes, I can do it. These are small. I can do it as big. I can make it as small. If I make it big, but the font is very small. How do I do the font? So I'll select the font, and you see this is called a style palette. A palette is basically where you have all those the tools for making changes. So this is again a place. So as you see, this is a font, and I'll just bold it. So now it is bold. If I want to change the font also, so let me change the font. So this is the change in font, but this is not so good. I'll change into this. This is also not very visible. So let me come to this one. This is also not so good. So I'll come back to this. But then this is also very small. How do I increase it? I'll go to the increase size, right? But color also black. If I want to make it red or something else, let me make it red. I'm fond of red, right? So red. So, okay, fine. Or it's too big, but how can I make it small? I'll select this. And if you see, there's a small icon, like you have in any other, whenever you work with images and all, there's a small icon which will sort of enlarge the node proportionately. It will not like it will increase the length and not the width. So this is like a proportionately it will increase, and that is how I'm dragging it. I'll come back. This is the file size which seems perfect to me according to my concept map today. I'll stick on this. So now I want to change the background color. The background, what is a background? The background is of an object. So if I want to change the color of an object, I must select object here. So once I have selected the object, I can change the color by going here. See, this is yellow. This comes out at a good contrast, or otherwise it could be a little lighter also. I have to select it before doing it. If you have not selected, it will not happen, right? So this is, if you want to, then how do we make the other lines, right? So how do I make it? If you see on top of it, there is an angular, two arrows joining each other in an angle. So you just have to click on this and drag. Drag in whichever direction you want. Just drag it and drop it. See what happens when you drag in and drop it? Another node comes in with a question mark because the system doesn't know what will be the name of the other node, right? And there is a in between. This is a small question mark. This is called as the labeling preposition, right? So we'll say that MOOCs can be right? So you see, this is a label. We call it preposition or the label. Preposition or the labels. These are the defining relationship between the two nodes. That is the node. The two nodes are representative of the concepts. So I'll just repeat again. You have a node. I can have another node. You name the node. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, you just have to drag it from this small arrow, right? And then if you want to color if you want to change the font of the written concept, then you can go and change the font. This is, sorry, this font is not compatible here. This is right, okay. So now, and if I want to change the color of the background or the object, which is known as the object, then I'll just go and select the object. I'll go and change the color, say to the green color, right? So this is, I'm repeating. So in case now you want to have more concepts, you just, there's a small angle kind of, once you select this, it becomes activated and you just have to go and drag and drop it. So now another node has come and you have to define the relationship between the, say suppose we'll say that this node is MOOCs Swayam, right? And then Indian. MOOC's Indian version or Indian initiative is Swayam. So this is how you can develop it. MOOC is it's a bigger concept, massive open online education. Now you can again go and change the color here. If you want, you can change the color here. Say change it to yellow. So this way you can make some kind of a differentiation when there are many concepts which you want to show. So let me just remove this, right? So we'll say MOOCs can be, it is say Swayam, or MOOCs can be, this is the Indian version. It can be ED, EDX. Then it can be, again you just have to select the label or the node and this just drag it, right? It can be Coursera. Now see, this MOOC is the main thing, right? So you just have to make the color, so change the color, or you change the color of this object so that this is again, I'll change the color. So now this is the main, MOOC is the main concept and these are the sub concepts or the sub labels. MOOCs are the massive open online courses. They can be either edX, they are known either as edX के होते हैं courses, Swayam होता है या फिर Coursera होता है, either of these. Then Swayam, we can say that Swayam is managed by 9 coordinators, 9 national coordinators, by national coordinators. Right. So now if you see, this is a different level. So we can go and change the font size. If I want to make this font size a little smaller, I'll just go to font and this is 32, I'll go to 24, right? I'd like to change the, we'll have to see whether it's compatible or not. Let me go ahead and use this one, right? And make it bold. So national coordinators is managed by national coordinators and there are 9 national coordinators. Then I can go and make all those national coordinators. One is IGNOU. IGNOU is for the diploma and certificate level courses. So now what is happening is I have less space here. So what I'll do is I'll try to rearrange them so that I have more space for my lower portion, right? So sometimes you think it's a national coordinator and then IGNOU. I don't want a labeling word in between. So how can I remove the label? Or is it a provision of not having a label here? Yes, there is a provision. Once you come to this and you're clicking, now you have to use both your hands. With the right hand, you are maneuvering your mouse, and with the left hand, you press the key shift on the keyboard. There is a key called shift, right? So just press once you are dragging it, press the shift key with your left hand. So I am doing it, or I am pressing with my left hand. Just a minute. I'm pressing with my left hand and see what is happening. Now I am releasing. Now there is no linking word. So this can also be done. Say this is like UGC or CEC. That is again a national coordinator. I'll repeat again. Once you don't want a labeling word like here, because national coordinator, this is like you don't need a labeling word here. So what you do is, you with the right hand, the way you drag, you with the left hand, or vice versa for people who are left-handers. But otherwise, mostly with your left hand, press the key shift once you are dragging, right? And then leave. Sorry, that means I was not able to do it properly. So I'll just do this and then just a minute. It needs little bit of See, it has to be coordination. If you press the key little later, then it will not come, then it will come. So that is how I was missing it. And once by mistake, I selected control key, which is just next to it. Then you have IIM Bangalore, IIMB, and similarly you can have 9 coordinators. Then I think UGC is there. You have to do it simultaneously. If you don't do it simultaneously, there is another way of doing it. What you can do is you make a node here and then maybe take it to this. Right?
Nisha, just
So then
a
again,
second. Nisha, just a second. There is a question from Bharati Kennedy that the untitled one is not appearing. Could you please explain it again, how to download it?
what is not coming, ma'am?
Untitled one. So maybe what she means it, Swam, the one which you have written, that is the main node. She can ask that question if she's there.
Please, then it will be clear. Please tell
Yeah.
me.
Bharati Kennedy, if you can ask the question, because you have asked it in the chat mode, so you can just ask your question. It should be clear right now because this is a skill each one you have to develop.
Let me allow Bharti to ask question. Bharti. Yeah, Bharti.
Or maybe I'll take the whole process again.
No, I allowed Bharti to ask question. Now Bharti can ask.
Please.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
The thing is, madam, once we really go to Google and once we really go for CMap and download it, it shows the download. But as you said, that skeleton, that is not appearing now, madam.
No, it's not a skeleton. It's a skull kind of an icon. Can you see that icon in my taskbar?
The taskbar is not coming, ma'am. That's what I'm.
No. Once you have installed it, it will come. I'll just show you. Did you see
Please, ma'am.
Did you go to the Moodle LMS?
Yes, ma'am.
So in the LMS, I had shown you how to download the CMap.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
that is only the thing. I just wanted to know it again, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just repeat again. Just a minute.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You want to know the whole process again, no?
This is okay, ma'am. This one I have gone through.
Once this kind of icon is coming, Bharti ji.
Yeah. Yes,
So
ma'am.
just double click on that and this window will open.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I'll just try it, ma'am.
No, try it. It will come. Otherwise, we are here to resolve.
Okay, ma'am.
This untitled has come, no? So this is by file, new CMap. And once you click on new CMap, another CMap will come, an untitled one. Like you have in the Word document, when you make a new Word document, it comes by default as a new Word document. And then you give it a name. Similarly, in CMap also, it comes as an untitled one, right? And then when you save it, you give it a name. Is it clearer, Bharti ji?
Yeah, ma'am, I will try to continue, ma'am. If I really need something, I'll text you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I hope it will get resolved.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So this is how you do it. This is how you create a map. So I'll just show you few more things. If you want to say some kind of an annotation, say 2 people are working on one concept map, or if you want to give some kind of an annotation to your learners, then you can just explore these headings. You go to tools and you see annotate. So now I'll say Coursera courses are also good. This is like annotation you have in other tools. So it will say Nisha and my email ID. So you can collaborate also on the CMAP. Say two people can come together and make a CMAP. Say me and Dr. Ajit can come together, me and Ashish ji, and we all can make one concept map or some kind of put our inputs. So then we can annotate here, okay, fine, I want to leave a message that they are also good. So it is by Nisha and the email ID, right? And that is why it takes your email ID. So now it will come as a annotation here. So if you want to add something else here, like you can merge nodes also, you can have nested nodes also. I'll show you how to have the nested nodes, and then we'll also work on the presentation builder. I'll show you that also, right? So I'll just repeat. You go to the node which way you want to annotate, go to tools, click on annotate, and annotation window will come, and you can write, yes, Swayam is good. Yes, it is good. Right? And it will come by my name so that everybody knows that it is mine. Say if you want to add some link to it. So this is IGNOU, right? So I want to add a link. So how do I add a link? I'll say add a web address. I want people to go to IGNOU website. So I'll add a web address, right? I go to edit. I'll add a web address. So it will ask me the resource name. I'll say website. Resource type is URL. And then I should go to the IGNOU site and take the URL. I'll go to the IGNOU site and take the URL. You can go to the any other site which you want to link it to. So I'll just go to IGNOU site. The net is little slow. I'll just copy the URL. We know these basic processes. So I'll just put the web address. So I'll say direct, it is linked to IGNOU website. And if there are keywords, that also, because keywords help you search. So there are a lot of, you have made a lot of concepts, and this is one packed concept map. So then it helps you to search for it. A resource name already, do you want to, okay, fine, I'll just replace it. Now, can you see this? There's a small icon which says that it is linked to IGNOU website, and I'll just click on this, and then it will take me to the IGNOU website. And see, it is taking me again. It is not like it is linking to the same window which I had opened earlier. So it will take me to the IGNOU website. So once you are using this as a class, as your description, or you are using it to conduct your presentations, or maybe explaining to your learners, so then you can have it directly linked from here. Say, I'll just repeat again. Let me repeat the UGC one. So I'll click on UGC. I click on the node where we want to link it to. Then I'll go to edit. Then add a web resource, right? Web address. So I'll go to the web address. Now the resource name is a URL of the UGC. Now resource type is URL. Web address, I'll just have to go again. I'll have to go again to that and find the UGC. Welcome to UGC. So this is the URL of the UGC. I'll copy it and then I'll link it here. So how will I go? I'll go to edit, add web address. Resource is UGC website. Type is URL. This is again I'll just write for the purpose of, I'm just trying to be brief. I'm not typing so much because to save the time. Then I'll just write OK. And you can see it is linked to UGC. It will take me to the UGC site as, right? So let me not go there right now. So I just wanted to show you. Now suppose you want to link it to some PDF, right? So what you can do is you select the node, right? And then you go to edit. Then you want to link to a resource. You go to the resource, and then if the resources are in your system, then you just go and select, find the resources. I'll see the resources which are there. Let me just see the e-brochure, right? Add to the list. It is coming here, and then you update it. Can you see? Again, an icon has come. So I'll click on this. There's an e-brochure. And it is taking me to the e-brochure. This is the e-brochure of the digital initiatives of Government of India, MHRD, right? Digital initiatives in higher education, so many are there. So in one place, you are able to make links to a web resource also. And resource. One thing, like I just want to tell you, because when you try, I'll repeat it again. When you try, then this resource, this PDF, first you'll have to bring to your system. It is like if you want to make a cake and you want all the ingredients of the cake, so some are there in your house and some are outside your house, they're in the market. You bring all the resources and put on one place. So similarly, not for the web addresses of course, but for these kind of resources, you have to add these resources to your system, this CMAP system, and then you can easily link it here. Even if you are not able to add it, you can directly add it, but the best part is you add it here and then you are able to link it. I'll just link the e-resource again to the national coordinators. Select the node, go to edit, add and edit links to the resources, right? And these are there in your CMAP, my CMAPs. This is like my house, my kitchen. So I have already these resources. So I'll just do it to the guidelines. Bring it to the forefront that these are the guidelines I want to update, and then see I have updated. Now if I click on this, it will take me to the guidelines, right? So these are the SWAYAM guidelines which are there. So if you're going in for presentation like MOOCs, how to develop MOOC, you make it and then come to one front. So as I was saying in the beginning, that PowerPoint is not the only way you make your presentations. You can bring novelty in your presentations by using these tools also as the concept mapping tools and as a tools for making presentations as well, right? So if you want to change the background of your CMAP, right? So what you go to font object. Okay, let me just show the lines also. If you want to change the color of the lines, then you can just select the line and change the color. Say I'll make it blue. This is blue, and I want to increase the thickness. So I can increase the thickness. I can do the style also. So all these things can be done in the CMAP. So you can try on your own. It's very simple. Yes, you may be thinking that it is appearing simple to me because I've been working on it and I'm telling you, but you have to practice. No, it is not only because of that, but because as a learner myself, I found it easier to use and easier to learn and easier to use. It just need a little bit of your hit and trial and exploring. And what this is my personal experience that in technology tools, exploring, in fact in any other area of life, exploring helps you to learn more. So you keep on exploring, keep on trying, and then you will be able to know more and more, maybe more than even the people, your teachers also. Like CMAP, so you can if you want to change the color of the background, so I'll just go there and then maybe something which is compatible to green. See, I can change the color of the background, like the whole CMAP. I can change the color to blue. I can change the color to say this, any color. I can also add a background image, right? So let me just add a background image, say e-content cycle. And this image is coming because there's a lot of color here, or the image size is less, or I can I can make it whole. But then again, the purpose is defeated because that image is sort of like distracting from the main notes. But if you want some kind of a background image, you can have that image, the horizontal and the vertical. These things you can do with this image. I'll just do away with this.
Yeah, like we can have that SWAM logo there or something of that sort. Like
Yes.
SWAM logo, one can
Yes,
have that.
that is permissible. So you go to CMAP and you take the other, some other some image you can select, and then you can do it. You can change the color also. So I'll go back to white. So now you see it is not so distracting. So this is how you can make the background. So this is one way of making the concept map. Another thing I want to tell you was, if you say you want just it to unfold, like you have this scaffolding and all those concepts, if you want the map, if you want the concept to unfold one by one, then you can also design it like that. For example, I want first MOOCs to appear, then I want these to be there, and then I want these to be together. So what I'll do is I'll select these nodes, the national coordinator, the CEC, the UGC, the IIMB, the IGNO. These are the national coordinators. There are 9, but I'm just, for the sake of showing, I have just taken these. The nested node, you create a nested node. So now this means that all these 5 nodes will come together, right? So if I see there's a small double arrow kind of icon, just press on this and they are all in one package. They're hidden here, but the only thing is you have to write the national coordinator or whatever is the node name here again. National coordinator. I'll just remove this, right? So as if say I'm using it for presentation, I'll say that, okay, fine. We all know about massive open online courses, and you have edX, Coursera, Udacity, and Swayam is the Indian version. And there are these, the Swayam Indian version is being managed by the 9 very reputed institutes. They are working as the national coordinators. And let's see the national coordinators. Right, so the CEC, the UGC, the IIMB, the IGNO, the arrow got missed, but then this is how, and then I can take to IGNO website, and this is one way of presenting. And if you still like the PowerPoint kind of interface, then you can also have that here, a little something like that here. I'll just show you. This is how you make the nested nests. This is how you make it. Then I'll just close this. And can you see in the tools, you see a presentation builder? Click on the presentation builder. And then you see that, I'll just put it here. Then you see a window comes in. So now, as in the PowerPoint, what you do is on the one slide you present one concept, and then you build up in the subsequent slides. So what you do is you select the node which you want in the first slide, and then you add a slide. So this is your first slide. So in the second slide, what you want it to have all these 3. So what you have to do is you have to select all of them, right? And then add a new slide. So in the third slide, you don't want the edX and Coursera to be here, but you want MOOC. This can be, you have to select all the arrows. This you have to do. Then the labeling words also is managed by the national coordinators, right? This you have to do, and you have to do the next slide. And in the fourth slide, what you do is you select these also. The nodes, the lines, the labeling words, everything has to be selected, and you add a. Now, how will it look? Let me see. Sorry. This will come like MOOC. The next slide. EDX, it can be EDX, Swayam and Coursera, and it is managed by, the Swayam is managed by the national coordinators, and these are the 9 national coordinators. So this is how you can show the presentation through your presentation builder, right? So CMAP is not only making for the concept maps, but you can use it in variety of ways. and then it can be effectively used. I hope you will find it interesting and try it, because that is one of the tasks for the day. Will be task day 3 will be that you have to make a concept map and then share with others in your field of, in your area which you have selected, and please keep it for uploading on your Google Classroom also, right? So how do we save it? We save the CMAP as it is, right? The best practices in all these tools is that you save the original form, right? You save it as it is, like the raw form. So I'll also save it. So now it will ask me the untitled one, that what do I give it? I give it the name as MOOCs. Focus question is, what are MOOCs? Keywords, if there are any: MOOCs, Swayam. Then language English, author Nisha, organization this, email, and then it is saved in my CMAPs. Now, if you want to insert this into your PowerPoint presentation or any other place, you export it as an image file, right? You save the image file. Where do you want to save it? It will save in the desktop. So I'll just save it. Right? If I go to my desktop, which is here, and I can see where is the image? Yes, here it is, the image. It will open. One thing you must remember, that in the image is a static interface, whereas when we are working on the concept map, it's a dynamic interface. So if you start clicking on the image and think that UGC link is not opening, IGNOU link is not opening, it will not open. This is what you must have felt when you go to this social media and people post their posters and join the do the registration on this link. If you press in that image, are you able to join? No. Then you give a message that please share the link, or you type the link into your browser. So this is the same thing. If we click on this, it will not open, because this is not a dynamic interface. This is a static interface. Having done this, let us come to the second tool which I want to show. If there are any questions, please put it on the question and answer or the chat box, and I'll take all those questions here also and in the WhatsApp also. So I'll close this, otherwise I will not be able to complete the other portions, right? So I'll close this window so that it doesn't do that. Then similarly, FreeMind is also there. I will not explore this, but you will be able to see it, or maybe in 2 minutes I can show you a PPT which I had made for a recording purpose. I'll just show this. It will not take more than 2 minutes. Should not take more. So this is a concept mapping. This is an open source. This is how you download it, and then you can make a concept map. This is the symbol for that, and then you can make concept mind. In fact, concept maps and the mind maps often used synonymously. You can make like this. So it is as simple. You have a node, and then you have these arrows which you can use. So you can make a new mind map. Education system in India I have made. Then you can insert the rows and arrows from here. So this one can do very easily. If you have any problems, just let me know. Visual understanding environment. This is another tool which is, as I said, if you have learned how to make CMAP, you'll be able to work on those. Then let's come to the video creation tools. Video creation tools. One, I'll share a tool which is Screencast-O-Matic. It's a freeware. There are plan versions and the free version. I'll just request you to use the free version, which will come with a small logo, but the kind of ease it has in making a video is very easy. So that is why I often share this, and it gives you a file which is in MP4 format. So that becomes easy to handle also across the systems and the platform. So you can log in also, sign up for free. You can do that, or you can record even without that also. This is you start recording for free. So once you've clicked on start recording for free, it will download. It is a web based, so you need to have a internet connection for that. launching the free recordware. And if you have worked on any of the video recording softwares, it is asking me open screen recorder launcher. Yes, I'm asking it to launch. So now they are basically their area will come, like a dotted area will come, which will say that this is the area which will be recorded. Right, it is coming. System is little slow because of the internet speed and the kind of processes which are being run on here. So as you can see, this is the dotted line. Like whenever you go to play a game, say badminton or a volleyball or a basketball, you have those lines, no, which demarcate the area. Similarly, you also have these lines which demarcate the area which will be covered during the video recording, right? So this is the area, and I can change the area also from here. If I want to change the size, I can take it to be 720p. That will be less than what it was, or I can just drag it also, drag and reduce it also. So three kind of recordings are available here. One is the screen. This is only the screen will be recorded. That is, if I want to show, and as you must, if you have seen that video I made for CMAP download, I had used this. I had used only the screen recording because there is no need for my face presence. But if you're making a video for your learners, say you want to draw their attention or you want to catch their attention, as we say the introduction to the topic, then you can have webcam also. So through the webcam, you can talk to your learner and make a video. Or if you want both the screen or the PowerPoint presentation, as well as your presence on the side, you can drag it anywhere, but most people like it on the down on the right hand side. So this is the maximum time limit in the free version is 15 minutes. The narration, as you can see, these green bars, they show that my microphone is working well. And in the free version, if you want to record in computer audio, say if you want to record some kind of a video recording, you're playing a video and you want that video audio to be a part of that your video, so that is not possible in the free version. And there are certain preferences also. As you can see, these are the short keys type preferences, full control and all that. It is much better that you leave it to the default. By default, because default is for the average person, right? Because whenever we teach in the class, we focus on the average person. So here also default is like, this is which will give you an average result. So you should not play with it. So that you can, if you're starting with it, you can just leave it like that. So if I'm using the both version, then there's a small red icon, record. So I'll record it. It'll say 3, 2, 1. Right. So now I'm recording. So if you want to work on concept map, the concept maps can be here. And this is one of the concept maps of the MOOCs which we did. And now see, it is being recorded. Say there are the MOOCs can be of EDX, SWAYAM and Coursera. The Indian version of the SWAYAM is gaining very popularity in us, like really being, it's gaining a lot of validity also in the higher education scenario of India especially, and across also. It is managed by so many coordinators. And once I'm okay with it, I'm done with the recording, I'll press the stop button in the bar, right? So if once I've played this stop, I'll just close this window because it should not hamper with what I'm doing. So as you can see, if I have to, preview is always better. So I'll do a preview. So now I'm recording. So if you want to work on concept maps, the concept maps can be done. And this is one of the concept maps. So now I'm okay with it. So what I'll do is done. Once it is done, you have three options. The one which we'll be using is save and upload, because quick share, again, you have to find a link for sharing, and that too in the Screencast-O-Matic account, you have to do it. Then editing is not available in the free version. You can use the other free softwares like OpenShot, VSDC, they can be used for editing. So you just go to save and upload. So now another window will come. And see this window, here is my video, and there are options like I can save the video file, I can upload on the Screencast-O-Matic, and I can upload directly on the YouTube. If I make confident and an experienced video maker, video developer, then I can directly upload to the YouTube. But which I'm not, or which I don't, which is not the purpose as of now. I'll save the file. Once I say click on the save the file, this is the type is MP4, the file name. So I'll file name, I'll say UOU Screen Castomatic, SOM, right? Screen UOU, sorry, the name typos are part of. Then desktop it will save. Then cursor. Say if you want to show the process of a software, then maybe the highlighted cursor will help. But if you are using a PPT, you are creating a video of a PPT, you are using PPT to do the explanation, then don't highlight the cursor. No cursor you can say, or then publish. So once it is publishing, 10% a small file, so it will not take a long time, and then it will get saved as a Screencast-O-Matic file. Right? So if I want to play the, I'll say done. Right, and then I'll go to my desktop to show the file and see this is the file UOU SOM, and if I run it, it is an MP4 file. So see the kind of ease you have. Like suppose your students, you get a feedback, even in the open education scenario, if you get a feedback from your students that this is the process which has been explained in the SLM is not very clear, it's like a hotspot. So what you can do is you can make a small video at your end. You don't have to go to a studio or look for anybody else. Make a small video explaining the whole process and then post it in the LMS or any other platform which is common, like in your Google Classroom, and then things become easier. Then the process becomes easier. So this sort of empowers the teacher to explain small processes through these easily made video resources. So then sky is the limit, creativity is the limit. You can insert some music, have some music, or if you go for these open video editors, then you just have to, then it's like your creativity. Mix an image, mix a video, mix music, mix files, and then you have one good video, which is of a good quality. Of course, experience is what matters quite a lot, but then once you start working on it, once you get interested in it, it becomes very easy. So Screencast-O-Matic was one video making. The other is FreeCam. FreeCam, I had requested you to kindly download it on your systems, and once you have downloaded it, it will come as a small icon, desktop kind of, this kind of icon, right? So the version which we will be working on is FreeCam 8. So I'll double click on this to open it. Right, this interface will come. Should I take any questions, or okay? Let me explain this and then I'll take the questions. Right. So then FreeCam, the new recording and the recent recordings are evident here. The new recording. Click on the new recording. That shows you how to create. So once I've clicked, again you know that area, मेरा इलाका जिसमें हम इसको record कर सकते हैं. One of the advantages of FreeCam is that it doesn't have a limit like Screencast-O-Matic. Another advantage, it will not have a logo like Screencast-O-Matic has the logo, right? And it is quite good. The kind of recording it does is quite good. Plus, it gives you small basic features, very basic features of some kind of editing also, which you can do. One of the disadvantages is that you cannot have your webcam along. Like there we had both webcam and the screen. So here webcam is not there. So as a teacher, it is up to you to decide that which one you want. The other is that it gives you an output as a WMV file, which can always be converted into an MP4 file using any video converter, which is you can download and install, or it is online also. There are many video converters which are available, right? So this is the screen area, and then as you can see, there is a small toolbar here. There's a red color circle is always for the recording. Then as you can see, there's a microphone. Then there's an area. You want full screen, you want selected area, you want the video in this, what kind of this you want to do. Then there's a small icon. This wheel-shaped icon is always for, this is always for the kind of settings you have. Even in your phone, mobile phone, the settings has this icon. So these icons are like almost universal. So by looking at the icon, you know that what it means. And that is why that universality of these icons, right? So here, these are the shortcuts. If I press escape, it will stop recording. If I want to pause and resume it, F9 and all that. So now audio recording. Since I am talking in and want that to be recorded, I'll click on microphone. But if I want the computer sound, the system sound to be recorded, I'll click on this. Or if I both of them, I can click on both of them. Right? Say I'm speaking, then I'll run a video and then I'll come back to my microphone. So you can do both. And then there are advanced also, like do you want to highlight the cursor? You want to open the list? All these are there. Okay, I'll do the okay. And then I'll start recording. So once I've clicked that, 3, 2, 1. So today we'll be going to talk about another assessment tool called Hot Potatoes. Hot Potatoes is a package of say 5 kind of quiz making tools, objective type tools, which can be then mashed as one package through the masher. Like you mash your your potatoes, similarly you have a masher. So once I'm okay with this recording, I'll press escape. Escape, that is because the shortcut, otherwise there's an icon here, you can do it. So now this is, if I want to preview it, I'll take it this side. If I want to preview it, I had highlighted the cursor. If I want it for a PPT, I will not highlight it. So I'm okay with it, but I don't want the beginning part to be there, right? So what I'll do is I'll edit. So this gives me a timeline, right? So if I don't want from the beginning of it, I'll just select it and I trim it, or I just delete it. I want some kind of a silence in between so that there's enough curiosity. Okay, which software we are going to talk about? And you have not like done that kind of, or there was a noise, then you can silence this. Can you see these sound waves are silenced here? If the volume which you recorded was not good enough, you can adjust the volume also. You can increase the volume. And I've done all these things, and that is why I'm sharing it with you. So now this is done. You can remove the noise also, as you first have to go and identify which is the noise segment, and you just go and remove the noise. If you have worked on any of the audio making softwares like Audacity and all, and we have an expert with us, Ashish ji is one of the experts in Audacity. So you have to identify the noise and then you have to remove that. Fade in, fade out, and as I said, very basic editing it allows you. And once you're okay with it, you just have to save and close. So now this clip has got that. I have done that. Now, if you want to save it as a video, click on save it as a video. And it will ask me where to save. I'll just say desktop. Another advantage with this tool is that it gives you an output of the audio and the video files separate. So sometimes if you're not satisfied with the audio, or you want to have some kind of a modulation in the voice or some other things, then what you can do is you can only take the video part and have audio again as a voiceover. So now you can see this is there. This is a WMV file which we have got. I will not run it to save my time. Then, as I said, the best practice is for any resource development is that you save the original file in their original file format. And how we do it? We go here and then we save the project. Before saving the project, I'll just tell you one more thing. If you want to directly upload in a YouTube, you are quite confident. Again, you have to sign in through your video YouTube account. You sign in and you can directly upload from here, right? Then you save the project. Again, desktop. Now it will be as a FreeCam screen REC file. It will save as, and then it will save as a package. I'll show you. This is saved as a package, and then this is the recording in the raw form. And as I said, you get an audio and the video output different. So audio is अलग से separated audio and a separated video. So if you want to play like work on it as an as a podcast, or you want to insert it somewhere else, that also you can do it very easily using this tool. So having said that, these tools can be used. So I'll take the questions, and if there is a need, I'll repeat again. I think there are a lot of questions. Madam, can you please repeat the steps of the CMAP tools? Okay, I'll do that. How do you bring these PDFs to the CMAPs? That is, you when you add and edit, you add your files. You have to just select and add the files. How to select multiple notes? As you select the other things, just control and then select the multiple notes. Then suppose I developed a CMAP file. If anyone wants to change the file settings, can they? I've developed a CMAP file. If anybody wants to change the file settings, if you have shared with them and you're working in a collaboration, then of course they can. And then obviously it will be recorded in their name. Like you have these collaborations on the wiki tool where every edit is marked. Even in the Google Doc, which Ashish ji has discussed in the first day, that even you're working collaboratively in the Google Doc, whosoever is making changes is recorded. Same way CMAP also, but you have to you have to enable that enabling feature. If SIVC imagine JPG form and export to use in JPG, web links will not work. Web links, because it is JPG, yes, it is a static file, it will not work. But then there's one more thing is, the thing is, in JPG means you are only using it as a concept map. Since you are exporting it as a static, the dynamic nature of that will be lost. So you'll have to find another way of bringing that kind of a dynamic, so clicking on the link. Ma'am, is it possible to export CMAP file directly to a PowerPoint slides? No, it has to be done through a, these are two different. PPTX is PPT format, and CMAP is another software. So exporting from CMAP to PowerPoint is not there. You have to come to a common platform. Like you have to export it as an image, and that image can be done through it's like an interpreter. I know English and somebody knows Russian. So we'll have there has to be interpreter. There has to be medium person. The medium is the image. You have to come back to the image and then upload. So something like that, maybe a little crude analogy, but I tried to give. Please show the initial steps of video creation. Initial steps means you want the screencast-o-matic, or what do you mean by initial steps? Please explain. How to select all one by one. Help Aarti after this session. I am from Sri Lanka. No, right. But in the virtual, India is as close as Sri Lanka. So we can also help, or otherwise, of course, if you're the same country, there is a sense of belongingness. So that is there. But the best part about, as I said, in the virtual world is that we belong together. Whether you are in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or India, or America, wherever, there is a sense of community, and that is one of the beauty of the virtual world. Yes. So should I go ahead? Yes, if you share the CMAP for running, one should have it. Say if you have even if you're a PPT, right? So if you are sharing the PPT, the other person should have some kind of a bird suit, like whether it's a LibreOffice, whether it's OpenOffice, or any other. So obviously, any file format you are sharing, the other person should have the same compatibility with the same file format. Agar wo nahi hai, to wo nahi khulega, which is very true. Any questions, or should I go ahead? Anybody there?
Few questions raised hand. I can just ask them to unmute and ask their question. Yeah, Manish Pant ji hai. Then Abdul Manan also wants to ask question. Preeti Sharma wants to ask question. Shakil Mahmood wants to ask question. Please ask your question. I have unmuted you. Yeah, I think no one wants to ask question. It's very
Maybe
good.
in the meantime, the questions were
But
answered
in the question box,
positively.
there are few questions you
Right.
may feel to
Otherwise, also, if
address.
you've got any questions, please post it on your WhatsApp. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if you want some kind of other individual kind of
Yeah.
a responsive, that also I'll be happy to do. So
Yeah,
let me go to the third
some
part.
questions in the question answer box you may wants to attend. You please.
That I have already answered.
Okay, done.
Do we need online or can we be played it offline? Do we need online? What do we need online or can it be played offline? CMAP is an offline tool. See, FreeCam is also an offline tool. Screenocast-O-Matic is an online tool, but all these things can be done offline. Once you have made something on Screencast-O-Matic, that is always offline. You don't have to be online. So these tools can be whatever you make the resources, they are available online as well as offline, right? Online they will be once you have uploaded your creation, and for uploading your creation you need a platform like your Google Classroom or some Moodle LMS and things like that. So let me come to the third type of resource. I'll share my screen. So as I requested you to download the hot potatoes, I'll come to the assessment part. The hot potatoes, quizzes, Kahoot, Socrative, Google Forms you have already done. So these can be used. Hot potatoes, you just type hot potato. Then you will get it's a freeware and quite good. Quizzes is an online platform, which is again free versions are available and the offline on the paid versions are available. I'll show you how. Then Kahoot is another same as quizzes. This is also quite a popular place to run quizzes, generally for the formative assessment or assessment during the class or during the presentations. Then Socrative is another software which is available again with the free plans and the paid plans. So let me first start with the hot potatoes. This is the hot potatoes main page, hotpotato.uvic.ca. I had shared the link on the Moodle also, and I had requested in the WhatsApp, please go to the Moodle site and then download these softwares. I hope you have done it. If not, then you can do it now, no problems. It is never too late to start. So you can just download it. It's a very good, as you can download it from here. It is available here. The 7 version is the latest version. 6.3 had been there with a lot since very long, and then it's quite good. So once you have downloaded the software, this icon comes like a hand with a potato comes, and then once you are on that, this is the interface. It will not be full screen. This is the full screen which is available, and there are 5 types of quizzes, 5 types of objective type questions that can be made. So let's take it one by one. Let's take the most used one is the quiz. So I'll click on quiz, JQuiz. So this opens, as you know. You must have seen it many times, like wherever you make these kind of quizzes. Then the title, what will be the title? I'll just take the basics, or I'll just say MOOCs today. S will not be capital. So I'll say, when was the first MOOC launched? Yeah, created. Yeah, which one is considered to be the when we launched? I'll just excuse you. I'll just request you to excuse my typos. Just in my hurry to, I'll just. Then it was answers is 2012. Answer is 2008. Sorry. Then it is like 2010. Sorry. Then is 2016. Now, which is the right answer? You have to give the system, as in all the in any of the Softwares you're developing your quiz, you have to tell the right answer to the system. System doesn't know, or system will not go to Google Baba and ask, okay, tell me the right answer Nisha has asked. No, as Nisha, as a developer of the quiz, I have to tell it, and it is 2008. Right? Then I want to take another question. Question number 2. Indian version of the MOOC is I'll say edX, Audacity, Swayam, then Coursera. So now I again have to tell the system, right? And then you can give a feedback also here. Otherwise, the system has its own basic feedback. But the thing is, you can give your feedback if you want to be a little more personalized. You want your your learners, and you want to motivate. But let me not go into that as of now. So these 2 questions I have done. So as always, I'll first have to save the file. Save the file. Now, as you can see, this gets saved as .jqz file. So I'll just say the UOU quiz, jquiz, right? And it is in this folder, UOU folder, which is on the desktop. I'll just save this file, right? So now my raw file is saved. But how will it look if I want to run it? See, I'll just click on this, or I can just go to this and create a web page or create a zip package if I want to install on a website, or I can make a SCORM package which I can install on any LMS, right? So let me just show you the web package. This is the web package, just the HTML package. So I'll just say UOU quiz and save it. Now, how will it look when I run it on my website? So it is through the browser. So this is the quiz. When was the first MOOC launched? Say, I'll say 2012. Sorry, try again. I did not give the feedback. It is inbuilt into the system, right? So, okay. So now I'll try again, 2008. Now it is saying your score is 66%. Why is my score 66% when I'm right? Because on the first attempt, I was wrong. So system by default deducts this is some kind of a negative marking in the system. See, so question completed 1, second question. So I'll go to the second question. Indian version of MOOC is Swayam. Your score is 83% because it has deducted, there was a negative marking in my first question. So this is how you can have these questions, right? So I'll go to again. So I'll just repeat the process again. This is, I had opened it. So this was the second question. I'll go to the third question. You write the question. Which of these is not a national coordinator of Swayam? IGNOU, UGC, CEC, then I'll say Jamia, or I'll say JNU, then I'll say IIMB, right? So I know that JNU is not there. I'll have to tell the system, and then I'll just save the file. So since it was already saved in a name, it will not ask me again. And I want to run it again. I just want to save it again. Do you want to replace it? Let me replace it, and I'll see. Now it has got 3 questions. So if I say 2008, I'll say, okay, you've got 100% score. I'll say Swayam, good. Then it will take me to the third question, JNU. Okay, you've got 100%. So if you want this kind of a click and go to the next question, you have that. Otherwise, you can ask them to show all the questions on one page. So this is how you can make a quiz using hot potatoes, right? So now I can make a JMatch also. I'll close this. I'll close this. I'll go to, sorry, JMatch. So this is a JMatch. You have this match the following. So the title is MOOCs, say in year of coining MOOC term. You have to write the right answer on the right hand side. So system will do the shuffling. It is 2008, then Swayam, then Indian, then I'll say IGNOU, then it is National Coordinator, or I'll just say NC, then I'll say EGX, or I'll say whatever I can say, Swayam Prabha. Swayam Prabha is DTH channels. So if you want to give these 4 options, it's good enough. If you want to give more, as you see, the probability of selecting the right answer as you go ahead becomes more like there are only one option that has to be the right answer types. So you can give more also. Say I'll just say it is MHRD's MHRD, or you can have more also. MHRD, then you can say Audacity or something like you can write, right? And then you go and save it. So it is asking me how to save it. I'll say it is UTA match, right? And again, this is a JMT file, JMatch file, save. Now, if I want to see it, how it will look when I run it, I'll have to save it as a normal file. This is like, this is the standard format. I'll just save it and I'll run it. See, this is the standard format. Year of coining, sorry, I'll just say, excuse my typos. So I'll have to, from a drop down menu, I'll have to select 2008. Then Swayam, it is like DTH channels. Then I'll say IGNOU. IGNOU is a part of MHRD. Swayam Prabha is like, it's like Audacity. Just random questions. So your score is only 25%. Sorry, try again. And it will tell me which are the wrong questions and which are the right questions. So I can check again. Your score is 0, up to 25%. So this is how you can have it. The another version you can have it is drag and drop. So let me just do the drag and drop also. Same questions in a drag and drop mode. Now this is the drag and drop mode. I'll just drag and put it here. I'll just drag and put it here. I'll just drag and put it here. And I just drag and put it here. Check, 100%. So if you want to have match the following questions, you can use this format. Another format which I really appreciate on this system is, which is not easily available in other question making or the quiz making formats, is JCross. So you have a grid, and the easiest way is you manage a grid. Automatic grid maker. You go to manage grid, you go to automatic grid maker. So now I'll say, give me some words. Like I'll say Swayam. Then in the next line, I'll say DTH. In the next line, I'll say MHRD. On the next line, I'll say channels. On the next line, this is basically more useful in the case of your language learning and all. Say the channels, and then you can have your other initiatives like eYantra. You have Shodh Ganga. Then you have eSindhu or NDL, National Digital Library. NDL. Let it not be, because that's an acronym, and I can say like any other initiative if I remember. I'll just say Audacity. Then I'll say Coursera. And then enough with this. So I'll make the grid. Just see, it's like a magic wand. You can see a magic wand kind of a symbol also here. You make a grid and see the grid is made. It's as simple as this. Right? Now, in crossword, you give them some clues also, right? So you have to give clues. So you'll say add clues. And the title also, I forgot to give the title, I'll give the title. So I'll first is across Shodh Ganga. I think thesis repository. Right? Okay. The next is channels, TV channels, TV viewing. Right? Okay. Then MHRD, the government initiative. Okay. E-Yantra, it's like for engineers, engineering students. Right? Audacity, this is MOOC platform. So I am giving the clues. Okay. Now all the on the across is finished. Then I'll come to the down. Swayam, Indian version of MOOCs. Okay. DTH, set of 32 channels for education. Right? Okay. Once Coursera, this is a MOOC. Then all these are covered, then you give an OK. Right? Once you have done this, give a title to it. This is like these digital initiatives. And you save it. Right? You save in the, and this is JCW file. I'll save it. File name, UOU, crossword. I don't leave the space there. Save the file. Now if I run this file, it will again save me. Let me save by default and it run it on the browser. See, this is how the crossword comes. If I want to play it, first across thesis repository. I still don't know what is the thesis repository. So let me take a hint. So I'll take a hint. Yes. I want to take another hint. I'll take it. So if I can take all the hint and I can enter it, but I will not get any credit for this. No marks for this. See, I can show you that you do it. Hint. Then again, it is like Swayam. So this is how you can have a crossword puzzle. Your score is 0 because I did not do on my own. I took the hints. That is why even though I filled 2, but the score is 0. So once you have made these, similarly you can have mix is basically sentence, and then close is like a fill in the blanks. If you make all these, then you go to mashup. Right? So once you go to mash, I'll just show you the fill in the blanks also, because again that is like you'll just say fill in the blanks on say I'll just give me 2 minutes.
Nisha, I think we are completing the time. B, colleagues are saying that it is too fast. You are running too fast. But maybe all of them, they have to learn on their own all this. Unless and until you don't practice, it cannot be done. But you can always support them on WhatsApp group.
Yes, sure, ma'am. I'll just repeat. Yes, maybe this is creating the quiz. This is on say Bloom's taxonomy. And the ones which I want to be the fill in the blanks, I'll just select that and put it as a gap. So as you see, this has become red. And if you want to give a clue, I don't want to give the clue, and I'll just say okay. I'll take another word, say the traditional education or the curriculum, and I do it as a gap. I'll say okay. Now this fill in the blanks will have 2 fill in the blanks. I'll save it and I'll just do UOU fill in the blanks. Save. I have saved it. Now, if I want to run it on the system, on the browser, I'll just save it again and then show you how it will appear. This will appear like this. So you can just write, say, objectives here and curriculum here and check. Okay, so since I was just demonstrating, so this is how you can create it. And once you have created these, you can just go to Masher. You add the files. You add the raw files which are there, the UOU raw. You open the UOU and you can see these raw files. I'll just upload these raw files. Open. And you can see, do you want to do OK to all? Yes. Now, where do I save this? I'll have to browse the folder on the desktop, on the UOU. In the UOU, I'll say OK. Desktop UOU. Build the unit. So it is building the unit. As you can see, it is combining all the files. You can see all the files are being combined here. Would you like to view the unit now? Yes. So this is how it will appear. If I go to the digital initiatives, it will come like this. They can go to the next quiz. I can go to the next quiz using the index. I can go to one quiz and then again, right? So this is how you can do it. I want to show you also how it looks. You can upload it on your classroom or the Moodle. I have uploaded as a SCORM package in one of the Moodle sites. This is, you do it as a SCORM package. I'll show you how it runs. This is on hot potatoes. So you enter and it will run the quiz like the way I showed you. So this is how the quiz is run, the same way. So similarly, you can upload on any of the LMS because it is available as a SCORM package. So I'll just repeat the process again. You download your hot potatoes. So you have, and click on this, you have this interface. You have 5 types of quizzes, which are quiz questions, objective type questions you can make. The close is for fill in the blanks, quiz is for multiple choice, cross is for crossword puzzle, mix I did not show you, but it is like a mixed sentence. In grammar, you have to put the sentence in the right order. Match the following, I did show you. Match the following is one of the most common. Once you have made on all these 5, you mash them into a unit, you build them into a unit using Masher, have the file as an HTML file or the SCORM package and upload on the LMS which you want to use. So I'll just stop sharing this. I'm so sorry because there were so many things to be covered during this time, and then I had this limitation I felt, but anyway, that's okay. I will be there available to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can take questions if there's a time.
Yeah. So I think now we don't have much time. We can move towards the closing of this session, live session particularly, and then we can meet in WhatsApp group as well as the Moodle group so that more interaction can happen, and now we can learn from each other.
Right, we can do it.
Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you, but since my webcam has stopped working, so maybe I will not be, my video is not working, but I'm there.
Yeah. So We are moving into the closing of the day for live session, but we will continue our sessions through WhatsApp group. In this particular situation, I have seen Professor Durgesh Pant also joined with us since morning, and he's with us whole day. And before moving towards the Professor Madhu Parar for concluding remarks, I would like to request Professor Durgesh Pant from Uttarakhand Open University to have his concluding remarks for the day. Professor Durgesh Pant.
Hello, is it audible? It's audible?
It's very slow.
Yes,
You can. Yeah.
Okay.
Professor Pant, it is, but it is very less the.
Is it now? Is it fine now? Is it fine?
See, it's always a pleasure because listening to Dr. Nisha is a huge treat, and especially unlocking technology, unlocking understanding things is always a privilege. So from this content mapping and to all those wonderful tools, and especially free and open source, it was fantastic. But rightly said Professor Madhu Parhar that more you work on them, only then this appreciation part is there. One quick thing, because cohort to this thing and for formative assessment, these tools are wonderful. But one tool I have tried out, Wise Flow, and this tool is absolutely, pinpointed. Very, very good tool, Wise Flow. I have used it, and especially for formative assessment. But all those things, I have been using Filmora, but now onwards, I think I'll just get on to the tools prescribed by Dr. Nisha. And there have been because it has been very, very lucid one, especially about MOOCs, about this huge content reservoir that we have developed, and the traffic of MOOC fortunately has tripled over this lockdown period. So it was amazing to listen to this, and now this workshop, because today happens to be the midway point of this workshop, 5-day workshop. So it just hit the central point where now it is picking up, because we have covered almost Google all those tools to classroom. Classroom has been created. Now we are moving on to this application side, and many of those application side, and especially those MOOCs part, it has also been covered. So it is just on the right track. Professor Parhar would like to comment my comments with regard to this one, that it is learning taxonomy seems to be right on track. So thank you very much. It was indeed a pleasure listening to today's interactive session. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Durgesh Pant, for your very inspiring remarks to the participants as well as our group of experts. Thank you very much for your concern. Now, I would like to request Professor Madhu Pararji for her concluding remarks for today.
Thank you, Manas. Professor Pant, Professor Durgesh Pant, and all my colleagues. So I am here again to close the session. Thank you so much. I must thank Nisha for all the new tools she has given us. Especially, I learned many things. I knew CMAP and how to make a concept map through CMAP, but she taught us many new additions. So I am happy that she's learning more and more things within CMAP, and then telling us, giving us, making us informative and making us learn also those things. So thank you, Nisha, for all those new things. Now, I was not aware of how to put a website, the link there, and so on and so forth. So it was a great learning for me. And I'm sure this is a great learning for all of you. The only thing is, yesterday also I said, and today just now Professor Pant also said, all of us, we need to discover ourselves. All of us, we belong to open system. Maybe some of you are even in the formal system. That's okay. So there is no demarcation between a formal and open system these days. It's just that we need to discover and explore our learning. That is very, very important in today's world. And that exploration and the discovery makes us more sustainable learning. Many learnings are fragile, like what I will learn, unless and until I will not do after this session what Nisha taught me, it will be a fragile learning. But once I do it on my own, that will be a sustainable learning. And that's what the difference between is. Our education system, our learning these days is only a fragile learning. We don't do, or we don't encourage our learners to explore themselves, to discover themselves. That's very important. So with these words, thank you so much once again, Dr. Nisha, Professor Pant, Dr. Nisha to be our expert resource today, Professor Durgesh to be with us since morning, Gopal, Jitender, I can see Professor Mustafa, and all my colleagues from Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, as well as the Uttarakhand Open University and other institutions. Thank you so much, all of you, and see you all again tomorrow morning at 10:30 with another interesting session by Professor Mustafa on OER, right? So we look forward to his presentation tomorrow, and happy weekend for our colleagues who are celebrating Eid. Enjoy yourself, be safe, and look forward to you at 10:30 tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.